So I'm trying to work out back to this 1 year building thing. I mean, San Diego must have a fantastically efficient city bureaucracy, planning board. So, I mean, I have seen projects just hang there, for months. And one of the things that I remember you saying in something I read was you try to keep projects fairly stealth with regards to entitlements, which is something that I think every developer would love to do, but I mean, the very nature of having an older person and having public hearing requirements and having city planning board, urban design council, et cetera, walk me through how you keep things stealth.
Okay, well, that's back to the thesis, right? Your company has to have a thesis or premise upon which you're going to do your development. So ours is we don't always get to, but we try to buy properties that don't take any community review whatsoever. So in the city of San Diego and in California, they'll allow you to do a density bonus of 50% of your project. So let's say it's a 30-unit project. They'll allow you to add 15 more units if you give 3 of the 30 units back to the city for affordable housing. Let's just say, to be simply, it's 50% of the rental rate. So you still have to build those units. You're going to lose money on that, but you get the density bonus of 15 units. And let's say the threshold of which you don't have to do community review magically is 30 units. So I've got a 30-unit project that I can put an extra 15 units on. Now I've got a 45-unit project that would typically go through the threshold of community review, which would add you another year. Your building's going to be now peach with tile roof and blah, blah, blah. The angst is going to be horrible. I'm going through that on one building right now where we really, every time we do a building, we try to make a demonstration. And the demonstration here is that we wanted to provide market rate affordable units, which is $1,500 a month for a 400 square foot efficiency unit. And we were building 35 of them. And we didn't want to provide any parking whatsoever. The state of California allows us to do that. These are deviations that if we can prove economic benefit and it makes sense to do that, we just got rid of all the parking. The bullshit and grief that we went through was so brutal that we had to compromise with these guys. I added 7 more units and I provided 11 parking spaces subterranean. That's not what I wanted to do. And I just don't want to spend my life fighting with people, listening to these people tell me that, my building doesn't look like this or that. So going back to the project that we just started construction on, it's in Mission Hills, probably one of the most brutal community review groups in the city of San Diego because it's all historical in that area. Matthew, we did the affordable housing, which got us under the threshold, so we didn't have community review. We have an 85-foot tall building where 50 foot's allowed. We have 29 units in it, and we have I think it's 2 or 3 affordable units in there. And we're moving this beautiful old, it's not historic, but it is an old 1930s building. We're to the corner. If it was designated historic, we'd have to go back through the community review. And Matthew put the drawings in, and 75 days later, he got a permit. So everybody's crying about these affordable housing problem issues we have now. It's because you have to take a whole year to process a stupid building. Well, guess who's going to pay for that? It gets shoved into the deal, and it gets shoved in the deal. The costs go up. People are just absolutely ignorant to what they think they're asking for and the process to get to it. So back to that. That was 75 days from dropping building drawings into the city and getting them back. So that's magic. And I'm hearing Ann Fougeron came down from San Francisco and told me sometimes it takes 2 years to get it through that process.
Yeah.
So we're fortunate. We're just, we found this little layer. We stay under, we stay under the smog and above the water, and we live in that zone. And if people start to understand that's the zone, they can also live in there too. It's not magic. We don't have this elixir or this special potion. We just have found this.
That would have been great though, because then I could have gotten the recipe, and we could have. This would have been the most popular episode ever. You could have just given us that elixir.
This isn't brain surgery. This is pretty basic stuff.